Welcome to God's Message Now Today channel, a channel dedicated to bringing you the most inspiring and uplifting messages to help you connect with God. Subscribe for more videos. Today, we will be talking about one sentence. Erase your past. Dare you? Did you think today was just another ordinary Tuesday? Did you wake with the weight of yesterday still heavy on your shoulders? With the weary whisper of doubt that nothing ever really changes? Did you look in the mirror and see only a resume of battles past, unhealed scars, and broken promises? The world has taught you to expect the repetition, the monotony, the unending sequel of what has been. It has trained you to believe that the dawn is merely the restarting of the clock, another page turned in a book whose ending you already know. But what if I told you that you were mistaken? What if I told you that the air you are breathing right now is not yesterday's stale air, but that it is infused with a new possibility, an unknown grace? What if I told you that the silence in the pre-dawn hours was not empty, but that it echoed with your name, a name spoken not by memory, but by creation? Listen closely, not with your ears, but with the deepest part of your soul, where a yearning still smolders, where a flicker of hope refuses to be extinguished. Listen, for I am speaking to you now. The sky has opened its eyes again, but this is not just the return of sunlight. This is an illumination. An invitation is being extended, not just to step into a new day, but to step deeper into something far more profound, a divine beginning. Today is not a second chance. It is so much more. This is a sacred creation, and it is for you. This opening message is not a hollow platitude or a fleeting positive thought. It is a foundational truth, a tectonic shift in your reality. It invites you to see today not through the lens of past experience, but through the eyes of the Creator, who is doing something entirely new. Take a deep breath. Can you feel it? The stillness vibrates with potential. This is not the quiet of emptiness, but the quiet of anticipation, like the silence in a concert hall just before the first note sounds. The awakening of the sky and the divine invitation. Image of "the sky has opened its eyes again" is more than a poetic description of dawn. It is a theological declaration. It means that a new vision has been granted for this day. A divine attention is focused on you right here, right now. The invitation is not for you to try a little harder, to do a little better than you did yesterday. No, the invitation is to step into an entirely different dimension of existence, a place where every moment is sanctified, every breath is a prayer, and every step is on holy ground. Today is not a continuation, it is an interruption, a divine interruption to the loop of regret, fatigue, and resignation you may have accepted as your life. The whisper, before all things, began. Imagine this, in the deep stillness of the cosmos, before the first light touched the planet, before the first birds sang, before your mind even began to stir from sleep, your name was whispered into the fabric of the coming day. This is not an abstract idea. It is a creative act. Your name was not recalled from the past. It was declared into the present. This means your existence today is not an accident. You are not a lucky survivor of yesterday. You are the purpose of today. This beginning is not something you have to find or create. It is something that is finding you. It was foreordained, woven by the hand of one who loves you with an everlasting love. A day wrapped in mercy and flavored with redemption. Let's break this down, for it holds the weight of heaven. Today is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is wrapped in mercy, and it carries the taste of redemption. Sacred. This means today has been set apart. It has been consecrated for a purpose higher than mere survival. It is set apart for transformation. It is set apart for an encounter between you and me. Wrapped in mercy. Picture mercy not as a droplet from heaven, but as a vast, endless ocean you are being invited to dive into. This mercy is not yesterday's old mercy, diluted by your failures. No, this mercy is new. It is tailor-made for today, designed specifically for your precise needs, fears, and hopes in this very moment. It does not just cover your mistakes. It erases them from the ledger. The taste of redemption. Redemption is more than being forgiven. It is being bought back. It is the reclaiming of what was stolen: your joy, your peace, your sense of purpose. It tastes like freedom after a long imprisonment. It feels like warmth after a long, cold winter. It is not just a patch over the holes in your soul. It is a complete covering, a robe of glory that makes everything, even your most broken parts, radiant and beautiful again. The stirring from within the soul. Perhaps you have felt it. A gentle stirring, a nameless longing, a sense that there must be more than this. That is not your discontent speaking. It is your spirit responding to my call. I have placed the echo of eternity within your heart, and so nothing less than true transformation will ever satisfy you. The yearning you feel for change, for healing, for clarity is not a sign that you are deficient. It is the evidence that you were made to be renewed. You were made to rise. It is I, knocking from the inside, awakening you to the promise of something more real, more profound, and more satisfying than anything the world can offer. The language we use shapes our reality. And that is why it is critically important to understand this distinction, the difference between a second chance and a divine beginning. A second chance inherently looks backward. It says, you messed up last time. Try again and get it right. This time, it places the burden of perfection on your shoulders. It remains shackled to the memory of failure. It whispers that you are on probation. But a divine beginning is entirely different. It does not look backward. It looks to me. It does not say fix the past. It says step into an entirely new future. It does not require you to retrace your old steps or rewrite old chapters to be worthy of this. It declares that an entirely new page has been placed before you, created out of nothing by my creative power. A gift not earned, but lavishly given in my kingdom. The currency is not effort, but reception. What I am giving you is not earned. It is given freely, lavishly. Let that sink in. You cannot work harder to deserve my love. You cannot be more perfect to earn my grace. I am not a demanding boss who bargains for blessings. I am a loving Father who delights in pouring them out. This flow is not limited by your performance. It is limited only by your willingness to receive. This beginning is not a fortunate accident. It is a divine appointment. It is not late. It arrives at the perfect time, exquisitely woven into the very fabric of your life by one who sees the entire tapestry. You are not behind. You are being. Positioned dot, measuring worth, not by perfection, but by a willing heart. The world worships perfection. It showcases flawless achievements and hides messy struggles. It measures your worth by your output, by your appearance, by what you can produce. But I am different. While the world may measure progress by perfection, I ask only for your heart. Raw, honest, willing. I am not looking for a polished performance. I am looking for a broken and open heart. I do not ask for your unwavering confidence. I ask for your trembling dependence. Even the smallest, weakest nod you whisper under your breath as you say, "All right, I'll trust," is enough for me to move mountains on your behalf. You do not have to feel strong. You do not have to be unafraid. You just have to be willing to. Believe that I can, and I will do what you cannot. You just have to be willing to believe that I am not leaving you where I found you. Remember, I am the one who started everything with a word. Surely I can start again with you. As soon as you begin to breathe the air of this new beginning, the old voices will start screaming for your attention. The world's voices of negation, they will come. The echoes of shame, the ghosts of regret, the accusations of the enemy of your soul. They will say, "Who do you think you're kidding? You know who you are. You're too late. You've messed up too many times. You're too broken. You're too far gone." These voices are convincing because they speak half-truths. They point to the evidence of the past, but they are liars because they ignore the truth of the present and the power of my future, the timelessness and total, renewing power of the Almighty. When those voices whisper, "Too late," let my answer thunder in your soul. But I created time, and I do not live within its walls. For me, there is no too late. I can step into your timeline at any point and create a new beginning. When they whisper "too broken," hear me say, "I make all things new," and that includes the parts of you that you have buried under shame. I am not afraid of your brokenness. I specialize in turning shattered pieces into masterpieces. I do not just repair. I redeemed out the invitation to rest and let the Almighty carry you. Here is the heart of the matter. I am not waiting for you to fix yourself. I am asking you to be still enough for me to hold you. Your constant striving to be better, to prove your worth, is exhausting you. It is like a drowning person trying to save themselves. Stop. Let go. Let me carry you. Stop measuring the distance you think you have fallen and start looking at how far I have carried you, even when you did not realize it. Stop focusing on your failures and start focusing on my faithfulness. This shift in perspective is the doorway to freedom. The new beginning does not start when you become perfect. It starts when you surrender. We cannot step into a new future while still shackled to the past. So this message must confront the ghosts that have haunted you, not to shame you, but to exorcise them forever with the light of unconditional love. You may feel as though your struggles are invisible, that your pain is a silent burden you must carry alone. That is the greatest lie. The acknowledgement of the walk through darkness I was there. I saw it all. You have walked through shadows. You have worn the cloaks of sin and felt the chill of being unseen, unheard, uncertain. I witnessed the long nights when you wrestled with your own demons. I heard the deafening silence in your soul as you wondered if anyone was listening, if anyone cared. I was in the room when you stood before the fragments of a shattered dream, wondering how you could possibly go on. You thought you were alone, but my presence was the blanket that covered you, even when you were too hurt to feel it. Not one word, not one tear was lost. Let this truth anchor you. Not one word was lost, not one tear went unnoticed. Every trembling prayer uttered in desperation, every silent cry of your heart, every tear that fell on your pillow in the dead of night, I have collected them all. They are precious to me. They are not signs of weakness. They are liquid prayers, testaments to a heart that still yearns for something more. Every breath you thought was wasted in sorrow, I have held it. Every night you felt buried under the weight of your own failures, I was not far off. I was hovering near, waiting for the smallest crack in your wall to pour my love in. Love that never turns away. The world may love you conditionally. People may walk away when things get hard. But not one. My love has never turned its back, not once. Even in your darkest moments, when you turned your back on yourself, I was there, facing you with arms wide open. I know exactly the weight you have carried, the heaviness of disappointment, the ache of unrealized dreams, the weariness of believing for something better when all you have known is repetition and resistance. I am not a God of endless cycles of pain. I am the God of resurrection. And right now, I am speaking life, revival, and resuscitation into the dead parts of you. The call to leave the past, hear these words as if they are being thundered from the heavens. And now, in this moment, I reach for you again, not to rehash old lessons or to shame you for past choices, but to say with all the force of heaven, the past is not your home. Step out of it, You may have visited it. You may have lived there for a season. You might have even paid rent in regret and shame. But your lease has expired. I have paid the debt in full. The past is a place of reference, but it is not a place of residence. Your home is with me, in this present, moving toward a future filled with promise, unqualified by wounds. Perhaps the most subtle lie you believe is that your wounds disqualify you. That because you have been hurt, you are no longer useful. That because you have scars, you are no longer beautiful. Hear this truth append that lie. You are not eliminated by your wounds. In fact, your wounds are where my glory begins to shine. Like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with golden lacquer, making the lines of fracture the most beautiful part of the piece. I take the cracks in your life and fill them with the gold of my redemption, so that when others look at you, they do not see someone who is broken. They see someone who was made more beautiful through the breaking by the hands of a master, artist, covering everything with all-encompassing love. You do not have to hide anything from me. I have already seen it all. I know what happened. I know. The battles you lost, the words you regret, the moments you would give anything to change. But I have covered all of them. My love is not a flimsy patch that just covers the worst of the stain. No, it is a thick, luxurious blanket. My love is not a patch. It is a complete covering, a robe of glory that makes everything radiant again. When I look at you, I do not see the stains. I see the blood of my Son that has made you pure. I do not see your shame. I see the glory of my redemption. Shame is the worst prison, because the bars are made of our own thoughts. Today is your Emancipation Day. Grappling with shame and self-worth, you have lived with these heavy questions for too long. Am I good enough? Am I worthy? What is my purpose? Am I still lovable after all I have done and all that has been done to me? These questions, left to fester, will eat away at your soul. They are lies disguised as self-reflection. They keep you small and silent. Unconditional love and the invitation to return here is my answer to all of them. An answer that resounds louder than every doubt. But listen to me. I have never stopped loving you, not once, not for a single moment. There is no abyss you can fall into that my arms cannot reach deeper. There is no wandering path you can take that can cause me to withdraw the invitation I am extending to you right now. The invitation is to begin with me, begin again, with no shame, no condemnation, no requirement of pretense. Do not try to clean yourself up before you come. Come with the questions, come with the pieces, come with the flicker of hope that is still alive in your heart. Bring me those fragments. I can work with that. I can make that holy. Freedom from the disqualification of the past, the echo of past. Choices can be persistent. They knock on the door with shame wrapped in familiarity, trying to convince you that nothing new can grow where sin is settled. But today, I am shutting that door and handing you a new key. The truth is this: you are not disqualified, not from my love, not from my purpose, not from a future brimming with beauty and promise. Your past, no matter how tangled and unsalvageable it may seem, has no power over my infinite, redeeming power. Redefined by divine love, stop letting the world, your past or your failures, define who you are. I do not define you by your worst day. I do not call you by your failures. I call you mine. I call you beloved. I call you worthy, not because you have earned it, but because my love declares it so. Your identity is not found in what you have done, but in who you are. And you are a child of mine. The blood that was shed for you has never lost its power, and it does not cry out accusation. It cries out mercy, and that mercy is new every morning, abundant, overflowing, and available to you right now. Removing shame with grace. You have tried so hard to get rid of shame on your own. You have tried to compensate for it, ignore it, hide it. But shame is like tar. The more you struggle, the more stuck you get. Stop struggling. The shame you have worn like a second skin is not your identity. I am removing it now, not with a rough hand, but with divine tenderness. You do not have to punish yourself to be cleansed. My love does that work. My grace is not the reward for your suffering. It is the antidote to it. Restoration beyond surface-level healing. I am not interested in quick fixes or surface healing. I don't just put a bandage on your wounds. I touch them until they are truly healed. This process may not always feel good. Sometimes healing hurts before it feels better. Sometimes you have to face what you have buried. But the difference is that this time, I will never ask you to walk into the pain alone. I will hold your hand. I will be your strength. I will walk with you through the valley so you can reach the mountaintop. A new identity, a new creation, the most fundamental lie that shame whispers is, what you have done is who you are. Today, I shatter that lie. What you have done may be a part of your story, but it is not your identity. I am the only one who has the right to define you, and this is my definition. You are a new creation. The old has gone. Behold, the new has come. The page is not just wiped clean. It is being rewritten with a story of grace, purpose, and redemption. The enemy of your soul wants you to be chained to who you were. But I have called you mine. I have given you my spirit. And the truth I have planted within you is more powerful than any accusation. And that truth is sprouting right now. Let this final truth about your past settle into your soul. Never a burden. Perhaps a part of you feels that all of this, your pain, your mistakes, your need is just too much. That you are a burden to me. Banish that thought now. You are not a burden to me. You are my beloved. You are my joy. Restoring you is not a chore. It is my passion. You have been living in a story written by fear and regret for too long. But today, I am starting a new chapter, a story where grace does not just visit, but resides. A story where even your scars become maps that point others to my faithfulness. No shame, no condemnation, only grace. What does it mean to begin again with me? It is not to erase your history, but to rewrite its meaning in the light of my mercy. In this kingdom of new beginnings, shame has no voice, condemnation has no seat at the table. Only grace speaks, only love leads, only truth stands. So lift your head. Look forward, not with dread, but with hope. Not with doubt, but with confidence. Not in yourself, but in the one who walks with you, the one who knows every piece and is arranging them into a mosaic more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. You are not disqualified. You are destined. The promise of a new beginning is beautiful, but the actual process of transformation can feel messy, slow, and at times painful. This message does not shy away from that reality. Instead, it illuminates the path, revealing that even in the process, you are held completely in love and purpose. You have been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, the heaviness of disappointment, the ache of unrealized dreams, the weariness of believing for something better. I see it. I feel it with you. The Almighty's willingness to embrace your pain. Understand, I am not a distant God, untouched by your struggles. I am a God who has entered into human suffering. I am the God of resurrection, and that means I specialize in going into dead places and bringing forth life. I am not simply resuscitating the old so you can relive your painful past. No, I am conceiving something entirely new, something that has not existed before, shaped in the secret chambers of my love for you. Transmuting pain into strength here is one of the deepest mysteries of my kingdom. I do not polish your pain into something palatable. I transmute it into power. The pain you have endured, when placed in my hands, becomes the source of your deepest compassion. The brokenness you have known becomes the bridge for you to connect with others who are hurting. I do not erase your past, I redeem it. I turn it from a monument of shame into a testimony of grace. This is not a surface-level behavioral change. It is a seismic shift in your very soul. The resurrection from within. This transformation is not a self-help program you must follow. It is a resurrection from the inside out, fueled by my presence. I am not far off, observing from a distance. I am here with you, for you right now, always. The breath you just took is proof. The beating of your heart is a testament. You are standing on holy ground, even when it looks ordinary. Stop looking at yourself as a project to be fixed. You are not being repaired like a broken machine. You are being restored like a priceless work of art, lovingly cleansed of the layers of dust and soot that have tried to obscure your true beauty. Every lie, every scar, every moment of feeling invisible, those are the very places my light is shining in most powerfully. The world screams, try harder, grip tighter, take control. But I whisper a different way, a far more radical way. The importance of surrender. The world rewards drive, but I reward surrender. Surrender is not giving up. It is not passivity. Surrender is an act of radical trust. It is letting go of the illusion that you are in control and resting instead in the reality that I am. Surrender is the doorway to new life, not achievement, not perfection, but surrender. It is the admission that your strength is not enough, and that is a good thing, because it creates space for my unlimited strength to work. I am calling you into that surrender now, not to strip you of your identity, but to awaken it fully. The willingness to come to the Almighty as you are surrender begins with ruthless honesty. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be present. Let me love you here. Do not wait until you feel better or have it all together. Your healing begins where your honesty begins about your brokenness. I do not demand you clean yourself up before you draw near to me. I only ask that you come as you are, tired, anxious, wounded. I welcome it all. I am not like the people who have loved you conditionally. I will not run when you stumble. I will not shame you for being human. I became human to show you the depths of my empathy. Trust in the unconditional presence. This is the core promise of today. Not just survival, not just improvement, but renewal. You are not stuck in a loop. You are being prepared for a launch. That nagging ache in your soul is not a curse. It is a compass. I placed that longing in you not to torment you, but to guide you. It is pointing toward a future that I have already seen. A future where you are healed, whole, and living in the purpose for which I created you. Perhaps the most difficult part of the journey is the wait, the silence, the in-between, the preparation. In the waiting and the silence, every heart knows the dull ache of waiting. You have stood at the threshold where the old no longer fits, but the new has not yet taken shape. In that space, doubt breathes. How long, O Lord? Your soul whispers. Here is my reply. Even in your waiting, I have been working. Even in the stillness, I have been moving on your behalf. My silence is not my absence. My delay is not my denial. You see delay, I see preparation. You feel absence, I am imparting. A presence that transcends feeling. I am not just giving you something new, I am making you new. And that kind of deep, lasting transformation takes time. It needs the darkness of the soil for the seed to germinate. It needs the stillness of the cocoon for the wings to be formed. The value of silence and intimacy. Do not despise the waiting. Do not confuse my silence with my absence. I am closer than your own breath. In the waiting, pretense is stripped away. Self-reliance is broken down. And in that stillness, the ears of your soul can finally tune to my frequency. In that space, I speak things that only the still can. Receive. Intimacy is forged in the waiting, not in the frantic activity. I am not hiding from you. I am drawing you closer. Transformation beyond human expectation. You have been taught that progress means doing more. But I pose a different question. What if the beginning I am calling you to is not about striving, but about trusting? What if the door opens not with might, but with surrender? Sometimes you pray for clarity, but I give you deeper trust instead, because trust will carry you when clarity wavers. Sometimes you plead for resolution, but I bring redemption instead, because redemption will heal you on a level that mere resolution never could. I am not trying to confuse you. I love you too much to answer you quickly, when slowly will heal you more deeply. The waiting will not last forever. Winter will give way to spring. The unseen preparation will soon be made manifest even now. When you do not feel it, you are growing. Your roots are going deeper into my strength. Even now, when you feel forgotten, your name is being whispered in heavenly places. And when the time comes, when the door opens, the answer arrives. The shift begins. It will not be random. You will look back on this season of waiting and see the fingerprints of my preparation in every detail. You will realize I was never withholding anything good from you. I was preserving you, maturing you, and positioning you for the glory that is to come. Do not trade the sacred weight for a temporary comfort. The temptation will come to settle for less, to numb the ache with distractions, to accept a temporary comfort instead of waiting for true transformation. I implore you, do not trade the sacred weight for a temporary comfort. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not let impatience rob you of the beauty I am weaving. Trust the process. Trust me, a living proof of faithfulness. There will come a day, and it is closer than you think, when the waiting ends. On that day, you will walk into rooms you once only dreamed of. You will love with a heart no longer chained by fear. And your story will become a lighthouse. You will become living proof that I am faithful, not just in the destination, but in the in-between, and others will find courage because you dared to trust me in the quiet. Not a striving alone, so hold on. Not with a clenched fist, but with an open hand. Let go of the past, the fear, the need to control, and hold on to me. I am the God of new beginnings. I do not grow weary. My mercies do not run out, and I never forget my promises or the ones I love. This moment is not a void. It is a womb, and from it, something beautiful is about to be born. Perhaps the deepest battle in this new beginning is the one over identity. Who are you? Where does your worth come from? The world offers one set of answers, but they are fragile and conditional. I offer another one that is eternal and unshakable. You look around and see others who seem to be moving forward, while you feel stuck. The comparison begins to eat at your soul. The difference between worldly and divine standards, you ask yourself, why me? Why now? The world says I should choose the qualified, the accomplished, the ones who have it all together. But I do not choose based on qualifications the world understands. I choose based on love, and I chose you before time began. My choice of you was not an afterthought. It was my original intent. Your value in my kingdom is not determined by your scorecard, but by your bloodline. You are my child. That is enough. No delay, no falling behind. The lie that you are falling behind is a powerful tool of the enemy. Shatter it with this truth. You are not missing it. You are not behind. Every detour, every wait, every valley, I have used them all. I waste nothing. You think starting over is failure, but I see it as formation. What you call a setback, I call a setup for something purer, stronger, more deeply aligned with who I created you to be. For years, you may have lived under a false identity, one constructed from the expectations of others, your own fears, and your wounds dot from being fixed to being restored as a work of art change, the image you have of yourself. You are not a beat-up car in a repair shop. You are being restored like a priceless work of art. The process is not about fixing broken parts, but lovingly cleansing the layers that have tried to obscure your beauty. Every lie, every scar, every feeling of unworthiness, those are the very areas where I am doing my most delicate restoration. Work revealing the original masterpiece underneath. The fear of starting over does not come from the Almighty. The fear of starting over whispers that it is an admission of failure. That fear does not come from me. I am the God of new beginnings. I am the voice that called Moses from the desert, that raised David from the pasture, that restored Peter after his denial. The history of redemption is one long story of new beginnings given to undeserving people. I do not see you as you are. I see you as you can become by my grace. The awakening to true instincts, there is a deep call within you, a call to be your true self. That voice is mine. I am awakening what the world has tried to numb. I am resurrecting the pieces of your identity, buried under fear, comparison, and years of just getting by. You have spent too long trying to fit into boxes that were never meant for you. You have silenced the song of your soul to sing the world's chorus. Uniquely created with a divine purpose, hear this. I made you unique fearfully, wonderfully, and it is time for you to reclaim the person I created you to be. You are not a mistake. You are not a byproduct. You are an intentional design. And this world desperately needs the uniqueness that only you can bring. The process of peeling back the layers of false identity can be uncomfortable. But the discomfort is not a sign you are lost. It is a sign you are waking up. You are coming into alignment with your divine design. The world teaches you to build walls, wear masks, and hide your weakness. My kingdom operates on a completely opposite principle. Discarding masks and facing the truth, you have become so adept at bracing for disappointment that joy now feels dangerous. You have built walls not out of bitterness, but out of protection. You have told yourself that it is better to feel nothing than to risk being hurt again. But I am inviting you to let joy back in. Not a shallow, circumstantial happiness, but a deep, abiding joy rooted in my presence. A joy that can coexist with tears and dance in the middle of a storm. Unafraid of pain, unafraid of the pieces you have been taught to present a facade of strength. But I see you completely. I see what no one else does. The tremble beneath your laughter, the weariness behind your kindness, the places where hope is worn thin. And I do not turn away. I draw closer. I still call you mine, still call you forward, not because I demand perfection, but because I delight in walking with you as you are. This new beginning is not about performing. It is about being seen. Strength in weakness and honesty. You do not need to be fearless to be faithful. You do not need to feel whole to be loved. Just come. Come, bring your confusion, your mess, your half-healed heart. I will not turn away. I am the one who makes you whole, not through pressure, but through presence. The place where you feel weakest is the very place my strength can be made most perfect. Vulnerability is not a liability. It is the birthplace of intimacy. Let this truth solidify the foundation of your new identity. You are a unique creation, not a copy. I did not make you to be a copy. You were never meant to replicate someone else's voice, dreams, or path. There is an imprint of the divine in you that exists in no other person. To walk in this new beginning is to walk into that uniqueness. It is to rediscover who you have always been, underneath the layers of expectation and fear. Unafraid of pain or vulnerability, you have dimmed your light to make others comfortable. You have hidden your passions to avoid rejection. But I did not put fire in you for you to learn how to hide it. I put it there for you to light up the world. You are not too much. You are not too bold. You are not too different. You are exactly who I designed you to be, and this world needs exactly what you carry. True strength is not found in an unbreakable heart, but in a heart that dares to beat again after it has been broken. Infinitely known and loved, this is the bottom line. You are profoundly known, and every part of you, the shining parts and the aching parts, is welcome with me. I do not ask you to suppress your humanity in exchange for my love. I ask you to bring your full humanity to me so I can wrap it in my divinity. I want to heal the deep cracks you have learned to ignore, the sore places no one else sees. The resurrection of the authentic self, this new beginning, does not ask you to become someone else. It will simply ask you to become fully yourself, the version of you that was conceived in love, called by name, and created with purpose. That version is not lost. It is rising, and I am breathing life into it with every moment we spend together. You are seen, you are safe, you are loved, and you are ready. In a world that worships immediacy and abhors stillness, understanding the sacred value of waiting and silence is a revolutionary act of faith. These are not empty, wasted periods. They are essential, intentional phases in your transformation. The pain of waiting is real. It is a dull ache, an unspoken question of whether anything is truly happening. The ache of waiting, you know the feeling. The deep yearning for something more, something finally whole, something that feels like home. You have lived in the in-between places, the awkward transitional spaces where you have left the old but not yet arrived at the new. In that limbo, your heart wavers, your faith falters, and the tired whisper, "How much longer?" becomes the soundtrack to your gaze. You watch. Others receive answers, step through open doors, while you seem to remain at a standstill. The Almighty is still at work in the waiting now. Lean in and hear a profound truth that can change everything. But even in your waiting, I have been working. Even in the stillness, I have been moving on your behalf. Your life is not on pause. My plan has not stalled. I am a God who never slumbers, who never rests. When you see nothing, that is when I am doing my deepest work. You see delay, I see preparation. You feel emptiness, I am filling you with strength for what is to come. You want a quick fix, I am performing a total transformation. That kind of deep renewal takes time, sacred, intentional time. It needs the darkness of the soil for the roots to deepen before the sprout can emerge. It needs the seemingly motionless quiet of the cocoon while intricate, colorful wings are being woven. You are not stuck. You are in a sacred chrysalis. You are being prepared. The world teaches us to fill every gap with noise. But in my kingdom, silence is not absence. It is an invitation, not intimacy in the silence. Do not despise the waiting. Do not confuse my silence with my absence. I am closer than your own breath. I have collected every sigh, every wordless prayer. You are not a number in a crowd. You are not lost in the timeline. I am the God of precise moments, and nothing in your life is wasted, not a single second. The beauty, birthed from waiting. If you could see from my perspective, you would stand in awe of the tapestry I am weaving. The places that have broken, you have become the wells from which you will draw wisdom, compassion, and strength. The wounds that were once a source of shame are becoming the windows where my light shines through. There is a beauty that only waiting can create. It softens your hard edges. It strips away the masks of self-sufficiency. It teaches you to listen for me beyond the noise. And in that quiet, I can share the secrets of my heart, things the clamoring world can never hear. I reveal myself in the quiet, not because I enjoy hiding, but because I long for intimacy with you. The wait requires a different kind of trust, one not based on tangible evidence, but on the character of the one in whom you trust. The next step is rest. Not striving. Your logic says that to get out of the waiting, you must do more, try harder. But what if the beginning I am calling you to is not about striving, but about trusting? What if the key is not to grip tighter, but to let go completely? What if the next step is not striving, but resting in me more deeply than ever before? When you are close to me, even in the stillness, you are more powerful than you know, because proximity to me changes everything from the inside out. The depth of love makes rushing pointless. I see the big picture. I know the cost of rushing. I know the depth of your calling. I know the weight of the dreams I have placed in your soul. And it is because I love you that deeply that I refuse to give you a rushed answer when a slow process will heal you on a more profound level. Even now, in this unseen waiting, your roots are reaching for strength. Your name is being whispered. The moments ahead are being orchestrated. Do not let impatience rob you of the beauty. The temptation to give up just before the dawn is immense. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not let impatience rob you of the beauty I am weaving. Trust that the unseen work will soon bear visible fruit. Trust that your life is not stagnant. It is being saturated by my spirit. And there will come a day, closer than you think, when the waiting ends and you will step into the promise, not with exhaustion, but with the deep strength forged in the stillness. You will be a living testimony to others still in their wait, a demonstration that I am the God who is faithful. After confronting the past, embracing the process of transformation, and enduring the wait, a new invitation is extended, the invitation to embrace joy. This is not a superficial emotion, but a deep state of being, a marker of true freedom. For many who have been hurt, joy can feel scarier than pain. The restoration of joy after disappointment. You have spent so long bracing for disappointment that joy now feels foreign, fragile, almost dangerous. A part of you wonders, if I let myself feel truly happy, will the fall be even greater when things come crashing down again? You have built walls of defense, telling yourself that low expectations lead to less pain. But I am inviting you to let joy back in. This is not naive optimism. This is a courageous act of faith. Joy is a human essence. You are never meant to live in emotional exile. You were created to feel deeply, love freely, and rejoice fully. True joy is not the denial of pain. It does not pretend everything is perfect. True joy is forged in the fires of trial and sustained by the certainty of my presence. It is a joy that can coexist with tears, a flower that can grow in the soil of sorrow. It is not the absence of trouble, but the awareness of my presence in the midst of it. Choosing joy is not an act of weakness or ignorance. It is a powerful declaration. Choosing joy is honoring resilience. When you choose to welcome joy back in, you are not betraying your pain. You are honoring your resilience. You are declaring, despite what I have been through, despite what I have seen, I will still choose to believe in the goodness of my Creator. That choice moves heaven and stirs my heart. It says you are beginning to see the world and your life through my eyes. I never dangle hope in front of you only to crush it. Eternal joy and deep freedom, the kind of joy I bring, is not cheap or temporary. It is the long-lasting joy that comes from knowing you are deeply loved, relentlessly pursued, and held secure. I want you to laugh again, a real laugh that reaches your eyes, not just your lips. I want your soul to feel light again, not because every problem is solved, but because you are free. Free from the lie that you have to earn your peace. Free from the burden of carrying everything yourself. Free from the false belief that you can only be happy when everything makes sense. Joy lives in the present, and my presence. Joy is not just a pleasant feeling. It is a spiritual force. Joy in defiance of fear. Fear is the enemy of joy. It whispers worst-case scenarios, plays old memories on a loop, makes you suspicious of blessings as if they are booby-trapped. But fear is a liar. It does not protect you. It paralyzes you. And every time you choose joy in the face of fear, you are declaring war on the lies that have kept you small. Joy as strength and rebirth. Joy is a weapon. It disrupts the enemy. It releases power. It realigns your spirit with the truth. This is why the world cannot give you this joy, and it cannot take it away. It is not dependent on the world. Let yourself feel it, even if it scares you. Joy is not weakness. It is the sound of resurrection. You are not made just to survive. You are made to rejoice. I have placed beauty in your path as a reminder of my nature, a God of abundance, a maker of color, a father who delights in his children. Joy as a guiding compass in this new beginning. Joy will be your compass. It will not mean the path will be easy, but it will mean you will walk with a light in your step and hope in your chest. You will begin to see me not just in the grand miracles, but in the quiet moments of beauty, in the kindness of a friend, the warmth of the sun, the melody of laughter. These are not small things. They are divine encounters, enduring and unshakable joy. This joy has deep roots. It is the deep, enduring kind, the kind that can hold you steady when the storms come. You do not have to chase it. It is already chasing you. It is knocking on the door of your heart, asking only this: will you let it in? This joy does not make you fragile. It makes you strong because it connects you to me, the source of all life. And when you live connected to me, nothing can truly destroy you. Your laughter will become a prayer. Your smile will become a testimony. As you step into this new beginning, you do not walk alone. The most important promise is not about a specific outcome, but about a constant companionship. This truth is the anchor for your soul. Always present. I am not a distant God, watching your struggle from a safe remove. I am here with you, for you right now, always. My presence is not dependent on your feelings or your perfection. It is a constant reality. You cannot fall far enough to escape my grasp. You cannot wander far enough for me to withdraw my invitation. A deep understanding of suffering. I know what you have been through. I have seen the shadows, heard the wordless prayers, and counted every tear. My love has never turned its back, not once. I have been carrying you, even when you did not know you were being carried. When your burden feels too heavy, know that I am standing right beside you, ready to carry what you cannot. Nothing changes. The love, there is no truth about you that can scare me away. There is no detail of your past that can diminish my love. My plans for you are not built on your perfection. They are built on my power. And my power is made most perfect, not in your fabricated strength, but in your authentic weakness. My presence is not just passive. It is active and guiding. Strength in weakness. Rise even if you are trembling. Speak even if your voice shakes. Walk with me, even if your legs still feel shackled by doubt. When your strength runs out, I will be your strength. When your hope fades, I will be your hope. You do not need a detailed plan. You just need a trembling yes. That small yes has the power to move galaxies. I will do more with your yes than you could ever do in a lifetime of striving. Step-by-step guidance. I will not give you a complete map of the entire journey. That would be overwhelming. Instead, I will guide you, sometimes in clarity, sometimes in quiet, but always with purpose. I will show you the next step, and the next, and the next. I do not walk impatiently ahead. I walk at your pace. When you cannot take another step, I carry you. Healing is not a solitary path. It is a divine companionship, not measuring progress, not by outward signs. Do not fall into the trap of measuring your growth by the world's standards. I measure it by the quiet shifts inside you, the way your heart softens again after it has grown hard, the way you risk trusting again after disappointment. These internal victories matter more to me than any external achievement. Constant creation and growth. I am the God of beginnings, but I am also the God of completion. What I begin, I finish. You do not have to worry about sustaining this momentum. I will sustain it. Your job is to stay close to me. My job is to handle the rest. This relationship is not temporary. It is eternal. Unwavering faith in an everlasting love. You do not have to do more to prove this love is real. You do not have to feel something traumatic to believe in it. Sometimes the most powerful shift happens in the quiet, when you simply decide, I will trust you here. You are not entering this new beginning alone. You are entering it with me, and where I am, there is peace, grace, and power. Never abandoned. Always upheld. My commitment is not just for the mountaintop moments. I will be there when you feel strong, and I will be no less present when your knees buckle. I am not a seasonal companion. I am the eternal one. My presence is not a reward for your good behavior. It is your inheritance as my child, sustained and finished by the Almighty. Do not worry about sustaining what has been started. I will sustain it. I will guide you to the right doors. I will protect you from the wrong ones, and I will redeem even the detours you take. Trust not in your power to hold on, but in my power to hold you. When you fall, and you will, I will not step back in disappointment. I will lift you up, dust you off, and remind you once more, you are mine. We are not going back. We are only going forward. This new beginning is not just for you. Your personal healing and transformation have a resounding purpose, one that extends far beyond yourself and touches a world that is desperate for hope. Your transformation is a seed destined to become a forest. The new beginning is a seed. This new beginning is a seed. It will grow. It may start small, but within it is the potential for forests. Every small choice to trust, to forgive, or to love is water for that seed. Faithfulness in the secret places will bring fruit in the public ones. The greater purpose of transformation, and that fruit is not just for you. It will be nourishment for others too. I am not just transforming your life. I am preparing you to carry transformation to others. The pain you have endured, when redeemed, will become your compassion. The waiting you have withstood will become your patience with others. Your story will become a map for those who are lost, a testimony to divine faithfulness. Ultimately, you will become living proof. You will carry the evidence of grace, not just for yourself, but for those still waiting behind you. Your story will shout that I am the God who is faithful, that redemption is real, and that no one is ever too far gone. Your life will become a more powerful sermon than any ever preached, a living demonstration of what it means to rise again, not by might, but by my Spirit. As we conclude this message, let these final promises seal the truth into your soul. Not behind, not broken, not lost. Let this promise sink into the very fiber of your being. You are not behind. You are not too broken to be mended. You are not lost. You are found. You are chosen. You are loved. You are starting over, not because you failed, but because I am always doing a new thing in the ones I love. Your story does not end where you thought it did. It begins here, in this breath, in this sacred moment of surrender. Live with new freedom and courage so. Walk differently from this day on. Walk boldly, speak truthfully, live freely, love deeply, and remember, I am with you always. Not as a fleeting guest, but as your constant source. When the world is chaotic, I am steady. When people walk away, I draw near. You always have a place to come home. Welcome to the new beginning. Let today mark not just a turning point, but a transformation. Let it be the day heaven rejoices over a heart that dared to believe again. Let it be the day you finally see yourself as I see you, radiant, worthy, and infinitely loved. Let it be the day that you, my beloved, step fully into the promise I have been holding for you all along. Welcome. Welcome to your new beginning. It has been waiting for you. Now you have heard. You have felt the truth of these words echo in the deepest places of your soul. You are standing on the threshold of something sacred. Do not just stand there. Do not turn away and let this moment dissolve into the ordinariness of tomorrow. The greatest lie is that you have plenty of time. The greatest lie is that you can start again tomorrow. No, the new beginning is today. The power is in the now. So what will you do? Can you feel the weight of shame being lifted? Can you feel the flicker of hope bursting into a flame? Do not extinguish it. Fan it. Your action right now is simple but decisive. Accept. Right here, right now, whisper a word. Yes, a yes to grace, a yes to healing, a yes to this new beginning. Say it out loud. I accept. Feel the weight of that word. It is not a promise you have to keep. It is a gift you are unwrapping. Share. This message is not a secret to be kept. It is a fire to be spread. Right now, think of one person, someone who is struggling, someone who feels lost, someone who is living under the weight of yesterday, someone who needs to hear that they are not forgotten, that they are loved, and that a new beginning is waiting for them. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink it. Send this message to them. Be the answer to someone's prayer today. Be the living proof that I am still speaking, still moving, still redeeming. By sharing this word, you are not just passing on information. You are transmitting hope. You are becoming part of my redemption story on this earth. The world is desperate for authentic stories of transformation. Let yours begin now. And let the first act in your new story be an act of extravagant love. Share this word. Let them know I am still the God of brand new beginnings. I am still writing beautiful stories. And I am not finished yet. Act now. Thank you for listening to the messages from God. If you find it interesting, please subscribe and look forward to the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.